Hello, and welcome back to Cut That TV. And look who we've got. It's Jazz. He's back again.
I'm back. I'm recovered. After a month off with COVID, I'm just back.
You're on some nick.
Aye, it wasn't good.
It wasn't much fun. But anyway, he's asked me to come over today and to watch something. Now he's got a little smirk and a twinkle in his eye. So I have no idea what it is. But it's something that
I think you'll enjoy today.
Okay.
I think there's bits of today that are going to scare you. There's videos that are definitely going to give you nightmares. It is very freaky at bits, but there's another video that I want us to do.
Okay.
There's an album that I want us to do, and it's a well-known, amazing album. It's in Rolling Stones. They've got it rated as the 20th album ever created in 20 places. It's very good,
Okay.
right? But this album that I want us to listen to was like such a departure from the album before it that it ended up alienating a ton of their fans. I didn't like it at the time.
Okay.
It took me about a decade before I actually liked it. I don't think Rolling Stones had it rated so highly at the time, and then eventually
It's found its way through.
as one of the greatest albums ever created.
Okay.
And it's a huge band. You'll know who it is when I tell you and things. But that band entirely put the blame for the musical departure on the artist we're going to listen to today.
Right, okay.
And I think before doing that, to put it into context, it'd be a lot of fun to just take like an hour. I'll go through the freakiest videos. There's videos that got pulled off British TV for being too scary. There was MTV got railed with fines from Ofcom just for showing the videos.
Okay, I've got no idea what this is, guys.
And yet, like the Guardian and stuff have got this artist as the most
One of the
influential person as far as electronic music goes and all this sort of stuff, right?
Okay.
It's going to be wild, right?
Right.
So I think it's going to be fun. I don't think you're going to be entirely ready for it, but I do think you're going to enjoy it. And even I find quite a lot of this artist's music like almost completely unpalatable.
Okay.
And some of these songs I heard for the first time 25 years ago, like early 90s, and yet decades later, they come back to you and you go, you won't forget it. Put it that way, right?
Okay.
And I think this will be fun.
Right.
I think you're going to enjoy yourself, right?
I'm looking forward to this.
Okay,
I can't lie, I'm a bit scared.
You will be. But we'll start off. It starts off easy, right? We'll start off gentle. But
Okay.
let me just get some videos up. Right, we're back. I'm set up. But before we go, I was going to actually see if you could guess who this is, right?
Okay.
I'm going to give you some clues, right?
Yeah.
Born in Ireland, but raised in Cornwall, and currently actually lives in Scotland, quite close to us. Like I said, New York Times, NME, The Guardian have all explained that it is one of the most important and influential artists of electronic music. Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park, John Frusciante, who's the guitarist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Wes Borland, who is in Limp Bizkit, Tame Impala, Daft Punk have cited this artist as being one of the main influences for...
Wasn't it Alex Harvey?
For Discovery, which is one of their biggest albums. And the album that eventually wanted us to go on to is Kid A by Radiohead. And Tom York has said that this artist was by far the number one thing that influenced Kid A, right? But this artist, right, sometimes he'll release an EP or an album under a completely different name. It reaches critical acclaim, and then they go, "Oh, it was him again." Pretty much, right? So here's some names, right, and see if you can if you've heard any of these, right?
Okay.
Blue Calcs,
No.
Bradley Strides,
No.
Caustic Window,
No.
Gak, Phonic Boy on Dope, Polygon Window, Power Pill,
No.
Q Chastic, Smoge Face, Soit PP, The Dice Man, The Tuss, User 18081971,
This was just that night on mushrooms, I think.
Richard D. James. That's his actual name.
Richard D. James.
Richard D.
I've never
James.
heard of him.
Aphex Twin.
That's familiar. Who's
Aphex Twin. Richard D. James. All of this.
Aphex Twin.
Aphex Twin.
No.
Right, okay.
I've got to go on. It's not. I still don't know.
Well, this is going to be fun then. If you don't, if you're going to have a lot of fun with this, right?
No idea who this guy
Right,
is.
let me pull up some videos and we'll start, right? I'm going
And
to...
he's one of the most influential for electronic music.
A lot of places say
So
he is
early
the...
80s. It was
Early 90s.
early. do you mean like house and sort
You're
of?
going to see everything
Acid and all
and
that.
nothing. The most wild. He's got a tune where, in fact, his most streamed tune of all time, and one of the main sort of samples is the sound of him cutting his own hair. Right.
Okay.
Just for a bit of fun. But anyway, let me just quickly pause this. I'll bring up some videos and we'll get back to it. Right, so we're back. Going to break you in gently, right? So this one doesn't have a crazy music video, although it's worth talking about. You'll see this face a lot.
And that's
because
crazy enough.
He uses his own face quite a lot, whether it's album covers,
Yeah.
in videos and stuff. He does have a bit of a sinister look about him, but he said that at the time it was a thing, see, with like techno artists and all that,
Uh-huh.
you never saw their faces. Even think of like Daft Punk
Oh,
with the
that's right,
mask,
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he said he's putting his face right in the middle of every album cover and stuff. There's
Just-
another EP that I actually think you would recognise the cover of,
He was a yang for the yang.
pretty much. So this one's just a. So you're going to find like a lot of these songs, it's not even like, it's very ambient and moody.
I like a bit of ambient. I'm okay with that. A bit of ambient, it's okay.
And even this one, there's something does sound like it could be something a bit sinister about it, but this I actually think is one of these probably more
Chilled.
high.
Okay.
I think this is why I didn't like it when I was a lot younger. Found it very difficult to. It's like, when will I put this tune on?
Yeah.
Unless you're sitting down to a full ambient album, you're like, when will I listen to this? Right?
You've got to be
And it came back to me a wee bit. Like, this is probably one of my favourites.
this is what you put on after your weekend raving, when you've got the fear,
But it's time for night terrors.
when you're like that.
Aye.
Yeah.
This is what, like, sleep paralysis demon. This is what I get.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes downhill from here. There'll be scary videos and
Okay.
there's actually quite a bit to talk about with most of the videos and stuff as well. What maybe do as well, if it gets back to like a loop or something, I'll maybe move on to the next one, because some of the videos the songs are quite long.
Okay. Okay.
I just want to kind of take you through some of the big ones that I would say are his bigger sort of tracks. Like, you get a feel for him, he'll come away pretty clued up on Aphex Twin,
Yeah.
and when you go into Kid A, I think you're going to go, I can hear it.
I get it now.
It might even
Okay.
be more fun to do OK Computer before that, which is probably their biggest success, Radiohead's biggest
It's
success.
Radiohead, isn't it?
Aye.
Yeah.
OK Computer was just boom, landed it. So many people say that's just the greatest album ever made. And then they followed it straight up with Kid A, which was basically just like they've injected Aphex Twin straight into like their biggest body of work, and everybody went, what the fuck just happened?
What'd you do?
And I think it'll be more fun listening to it, having taken a little dive into his discography.
To see what he's about. I think maybe it's because it's a lovely day and it doesn't sound. It's getting a bit more sinister.
Aye, a lot of he uses like a lot of sort of industrial noises and a lot of like analog screeches of equipment and stuff like that. It can be, like I said, like almost unpalatable. There's a lot of his stuff that even and I'm into most things, and kind of I'll put it on and I'll go, I can't listen to him today, or you know, or like,
you've really got to be in the mood.
I've got my pal lives across the road's a DJ, and would tell you this guy's like God.
Right.
And there's some of the stuff that you could put on and go, this is too much.
It's like the equivalent of.
But you see some of the songs, we're going to listen to some songs today that I don't like, and 20 years later I'm still think about them. Despite not liking them,
isn't it?
like, despite not being my cup of tea, it's hard to get away from. I don't know, the creep they give you, the vibe.
They give you the fear.
And
Just
before
give you the fear.
going to go into our next video, right?
Yeah.
The next one is actually the first video, if you like. Do you know who Chris Cunningham is?
No.
Chris Cunningham
I've lived in a cave.
Chris Cunningham is a director. He's a music video director. He's like a special effects guy. He was involved in the third Alien film. He done like effects stuff and that.
Okay.
He done the music
was
video.
that the one in the prison?
Aye, the shite one. He done. So that's probably why that was down at the bottom of his resume. But
Okay, fair dues.
you know Bjork's song "All Is Full of Love" with the white robots and stuff. It's probably her biggest video.
Okay, no, I don't. It doesn't.
It's huge.
Okay.
He done that. Do you know "Frozen" by Madonna?
Oh yeah, dude, that was great.
Right, that's him.
That was
Right,
great.
that's him.
I liked that
But he
whole
also go.
that whole
He
sort of
does
fad she was doing.
see the most controversial videos and stuff that will freak you out a bit. Chris Cunningham does
That was
a
him.
lot for Aphex Twin, right?
Okay.
But the first one we're going to move on to, right,
Uh-huh.
isn't actually. I'm just going to take a wee pit stop, make sure we're still recording. We are. So this is Monkey Drummer, right? So
The picture just looked amazing.
So this was commissioned by the Anthony Dauphin Gallery in London, right? They commissioned
Okay.
this and it wasn't finished in time, and it ended up, it got rolled out at an arts festival. I think it might have been in Paris or something, but it's done like the Edinburgh Film Festivals and stuff like that. It's toured a lot.
See, when you say it's toured a lot, are you talking about the video?
Just the video, aye.
Aye.
Show the video.
I thought you were talking about the monkey drummer.
So the monkey drummer, the arms and legs of that drummer are. He's Scandinavian. He might be from Iceland, and he's a drummer of a famous band from the recording.
Right.
His arms and legs.
It's him.
There's these wee PP. So
Keeps perfect time.
So this video is called Monkey Drummer, and this is a Chris Cunningham one. I don't actually think this was released as like an Aphex Twin music video though. I think this was like, it was an art thing.
Okay.
Because the song is called Mount Saint Michel and hold on, I've got it written down. St Michael's Mount. So it's a track on one of the Aphex Twin albums. But this won the best 3D animation and a music video at the International Monitor Awards.
Wow.
So like
wow,
he does,
okay.
so he pulls in.
I mean, but
he's
I mean,
like,
he could have made some. I'm sure he did make serious cash off it. But see if that. This is me. See if there was a good melody. That would have made a fortune.
you
You know what I mean?
So this
Because
is,
it's a brilliant video and it's a brilliant concept.
I know, it's just, well, you're going to hear some songs you do have, like
Yeah.
some catchy melodies and stuff, but that's where I find it difficult, and you might find it difficult to walk away from this going. I usually think you could walk away a fan of the guy after watching all this sort of stuff and go,
definitely.
my mind's in pieces.
My mind's blown with this guy.
Right. I don't think you're about to jump up the road and put this album on to have a cup of tea to it in. Do you know what I mean? And like I said,
It's just his cymbal plays make me laugh.
the wee hi-hat at the bottom.
Yeah.
There you go, right. So
that was a brilliant video.
That was
I really liked
Monkey
that.
Drummer, right?
Monkey Drummer was great.
Monkey Drummer, right. Well, we're going to go scary for the first time here, right? So,
Okay.
So this is called Come to Daddy, right?
Oh God, right.
So I've taken some notes about this, so we've got some facts as well. First of all, see this council estate, this was all the set for a lot of Clockwork Orange.
Oh, was it? My druggies.
Used the exact same estates actually. A lot of this is gone now, condemned, but they got it to it before it was gone. This is Chris Cunningham again.
Okay.
This is ranked the #1 music video of the 90s by Pitchfork magazine.
Right.
NME had it as number 42 of the greatest 150 tracks for the previous 15 years of stuff. So this is like acclaimed. It's peaked top 10 in the Danish singles charts, and it hit 36th in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Now I'll talk a wee bit more once it starts, because it's about to kick off, right?
Right.
This was the one that I remembered.
Right.
I seen this when I was younger, and I remember it getting pulled for a time, and then I seen it.
Oh, there's something at the back of my mind.
I think you're going to
bit.
recognise this when it comes on, because there was.
What's this, like Prodigy thing?
I was so happy you said that, right?
Aye.
And we'll let us play for a wee bit, and I'm going to tell you why I'm happy you said that. Remember I said he likes putting his face on
Yeah.
things a lot?
Right, okay.
So, this song is a piss take by him.
Okay.
Ripping the piss out of what was
How
big at
did
the time
you-
and stuff like that. So he didn't say that, but
But
it was
it's
widely
that-
regarded
that's
as a parody
Firestarter.
of Prodigy, right?
Right.
But what he said was, "Come to Daddy came about, I was hanging around my house getting pissed and doing a crappy death metal jingle, right? After I made this crappy death metal jingle, it got marketed and Chris Cunningham made a music video for it. All this little idea I had, which was a complete joke and a piss take, turned into something massive. It wasn't right at all. This was on track to be number 1 in the UK, and he
And it was-
pulled it to stop it getting number
Because
1.
it- why?
He didn't want it. So the piss take was a joke. It's not. He didn't want it to hit number 1. He pulled it before it hit number 1, and it ended up peaking at 36. So he was like,
I don't want-
it was like I got pissed and made a laugh. I
had a laugh.
jingle for a laugh. He put a scary music video, and suddenly it was charging at number 1. And he was like, nah.
Yeah,
Like,
we
not
can't-
on my terms. So he whipped his own song out the charts, and it ended up hitting number 36.
Well,
despite that,
I was going to say it would have been really that you can sort of understand him, because when he does all this amazing
he
stuff
does his stuff, and then he's like,
and then
I rough a
something-
piss take a metal jingle that
and that's
flies
going to go to number 1,
but-
he's like, no.
Absolutely not. So he whipped it back out. But the other thing
It's just his face on
Other thing about him is he's
like his face
he's,
on other wee girls and all.
he's quite private, and you see when he's in interviews and asked about stuff, he
Yeah.
makes up for us
Yeah.
like incompatible like that. Like,
just
so it's like,
rubbish.
what are you up to? He just talks shit. He's
talks
like, aye.
rubbish.
He's claimed to like own.
Yeah.
There's a roundabout with a famous sculpture, and they were like, so what do you do? And he was like, I've been saying that I bought that, so that's now mine. Or that, and they looked up, and it's like it wasn't. He said he bought that. He spent loads of money, bought like a genuine like 1950s gangster's car with machine guns and that sort of stuff. And I think he actually did. Watch this bit, sorry.
It's freaky.
I shoot cheeks blowing in
Oh,
the
that's
wind.
amazing. That is so good. That is so good. I've seen horror films, it's just not as good as that.
So I seen that 25 years ago, and if I hadn't seen it since, I still remember nearly all of it. I remembered him coming to the telly,
God.
screaming at the old lady.
They could make a horror film about
Oh.
that character alone.
Why that? Like,
That's amazing.
and a lot of people will obviously like the track because it was
Yeah.
very straight up. The music video might have had a lot to do with it, but the single peaked in the top 10 of the Danish charts
Yeah.
and things like that, you know. So people like the music, and he was just like, "This was a piss take. I was drunk and I tried to make a parody on a death metal sort of riff."
Yeah. I thought I was going. I've got to be honest. I thought I was going to hate the stuff because I'm actually. I'm liking this. I'm liking this here.
So I think the videos help it a lot because, again, like it's like super industrial. A lot of repetitive
Yeah.
loops and stuff. I think
Yeah.
if you were just to sit in a room and do nothing but listen to the music,
It takes
I know
me
a lot of
back.
people are very into it.
Yeah.
Whereas I kind of prefer a bit more of a mellow type vibe. But I think in addition to like these crazy music videos and stuff like that, like the ambient music in addition to
Yeah.
really comes together quite well.
I don't think I could listen. I mean, I don't mean it's a challenge, but you feel like you need to go after it.
Have a breather.
You do, because it's not. You've got to give something back to this. You can't just let it wash over you, and you've got to actually.
So to totally mix it up, this came out at a pretty similar time. This was earlier, right? And this one's just called Donkey Rhubarb.
Okay.
This also charted in the UK.
Don't remember
But
this.
this one's not Chris Cunningham, the music video, so don't expect it to be proper nightmare material.
I see face again though.
Oh.
That is one tea party you'll know when to go to. If you go down to the woods today.
Like I said, you'll see his face everywhere, like.
That is just like a horror movie, innit?
But like I said, so like some of it's like kind of light jingles, like not bad
Just drum
vibes.
loops and
Aye, like sort of decent vibes and stuff. I guess sounds pure pretentious and absolutely arsey about it. I was trying to find like wee clips and quotes, and they were saying like, this is intelligent techno. You're like, what the shut up, what does that mean?
yeah.
But it's almost like you just got to sit there and appreciate the beats, that get right into it, that sort of stuff. Like I think stuff like that is so.
It's like anoraks. You get
Aye.
it with everything. You know, people sort of. That's what it is.
Aye.
You don't.
Like I
need
said, like I
you
just
don't
like
need
it like for a jaunty beat, like it is decent. But the reason I flung this in quite like, apart from the fact that it's got like an entertaining wee video, is again just to show you like going from Come to Daddy to this, like the sound just changes constantly, like. In fact, if I remember right, the order I've done stuff in, the next song I don't like,
Okay, fair enough.
but there's a reason I'm going to show you. Just again for. In fact, we'll move on quickly because that was just like a palate cleanser.
Okay, I get it.
A little palate cleanser,
It was
right?
just a nice wee beat. I like that.
So
It's okay.
this song, this will probably be recording. I don't know if you can see
I
that. That's the name of this track there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So it ends up just getting referred to as Equation or Formula.
Aye, the formula, the equation. Okay.
This is actually the second track on an EP released called Windowlicker. The song, that song, named after that, I'll tell you actually where that came from, because it isn't what you think. See,
Are you sure this isn't getting playing in a tower somewhere? The longest track ever?
this goes down as like one of these super experimental songs, right? Right. I wouldn't listen to this, right? But do you remember back in the day, you used to have like Windows Media Player,
Yeah.
and Windows Media Player would have this, like the spectagram,
Yeah.
that you can watch feeds and stuff like that. People started freaking out, right? Just play like the last sort of minute, right?
Okay.
Like, people are like, what on earth is this song? Like, it sounds, it's like garbled. Like, it's so difficult to like listen to and stuff like that. And I find this difficult. I'm not putting this on in the shower, right?
Right. No. Yeah.
Right, look. Because like, you are listening to his face.
So,
That's what that sound is. That is his face converted to
to
frequencies.
digital
and
to make that.
and that is the
And
sound.
that's the noise it makes.
That's the sound of his face.
In 3D printed form, digitally.
Click the
That is
That's the sound his face makes. And people were talking about listening to the song and like 2 in the morning and suddenly seeing a demon face appear out in the Windows Media Player and stuff, just out of the.
Just freaking
They're
them
like,
out.
what the fuck is going on? So that was just that's not an easy song to listen to. But
No,
just,
it's not, but it's
just
quite interesting
to
because
show
of
stuff
that.
he was doing, because like it's quite easy
That
to
is
do
quite
stuff like that
interesting.
these days.
Yeah, but then
But
it was unheard of. That's quite interesting.
Now this is another. Before we get into a bit of chaos, I said I was going to explain why that song was called Windowlicker, because that sounds so offensive here.
Why?
But it's a term for see guys, it's like window shopping for like prostitutes basically. I think they call it like window shopping, right? But in France they have a term for it, like in just America stuff like now, like curb crawling.
Curb crawling,
like we'd say. But in France the term is faire de lèche vitrine, which translates to licking the windows, a window licker, and the music video for that starts with the guy basically picking up a couple of hookers on the streets, and invariably their faces and having his face and all that sort of stuff, right? But that's where the term comes from.
Okay.
This is just another one. This is one of my favourite songs by him. This peaked in the UK charts as well. And NME held it as they had it as the 35th best track of that year.
Right.
I quite like that. I always were when you're like playing an RPG or something. It's like a medieval game. Like I will, and then the beat comes in, it kind of changes the vibe. Fun fact, right? So this isn't an official music video.
Right.
I don't think this song has one. But this video is made by David Firth. Do you remember who that is?
I know the name David Firth. I used to
watch constantly when I was younger. Remember like Salad Fingers and Burnt Face Man and all that? Like,
yeah.
Really creepy.
Yeah, I do.
That's David Firth.
Okay.
And again, in a lot of his most nightmarish animations and creations, that's him on the left actually.
So was that the guy done like Time and all that? No, Time. And it was like everything melted and it looked like a kid's thing.
Oh, Jenny Jackson?
Aye. No, it's not. Okay.
But no, that was by him. Under a pseudonym. Kid not to be a kid that was just learning to use. Is that right now?
I don't know.
He has career's been huge. He started off making creepy animations like Salad Fingers and stop motion stuff like that. And then he's done ones for the BBC, he's been picked up, and he still does, I'm sure. But you can tell like he picks up like a huge inspiration of him, and he uses their stuff in these videos and animation stuff quite frequently. Actually, I hadn't intended. I was just looking for a video of. It's called the Girl Boy Song, and it wasn't until after I started it, and I looked at it, I was like, that looks like David Firth. And I was reading the comments, were saying this was done this like 18 years ago or something, like a long time ago. That's another kind of positive song. After coming out, Come to Daddy or whatever, we've had like Donkey Rhubarb, this. And then it's going to go scary again. The two videos after this are the ones that I was going to say I didn't know whether to take the YouTube video component away and just say, let people know we're watching this video if you want to go and watch it, because they are...
It's horrible. Is it?
Second one I'd say is full on horror.
Okay.
And the next one's a wee bit, not porny, but well, not really. I was going to say it's kind of scantily clad women, but I mean they do have his face and beards, so
I think that'd be okay.
Okay, we'll go for it.
I think that'd be okay.
I'm running it by you, because to be fair, there's an amazing dance sequence at the start by him that's worth watching. So.
Would it be okay? I don't know. Is it exploiting beardy women?
Well, I mean, the videos are on YouTube, so
no
they've got to be alright. So I mean, they're on there without like a disclaimer or warning, so they're obviously not unfit for YouTube. It was more so the vibe you and Mum were going for the channel.
Yeah, no, I think we're sort of
There'll be a disclaimer warning, right?
A good disclaimer. This is a bit. I can see how things evolved from all this though.
Musically?
Yeah.
He's probably an easy artist to claim as an inspiration because it is the kind of music that you just put on to vibe to. It's very ambient. It's not like there's words to even sing along to or whatever. It's so. You know, this also sounds so pretentious, but it's almost just like a mood. Do you know what I mean? A vibe. And I think there's a lot more to it that I don't get because if the people that are really into this are saying this is the greatest of all time, I mean, it's got to be amazing. I'd probably only enjoy it at a sort of surface level, but again, all these songs, heard them back in the 90s and wasn't into them or whatever. It took me a long time until I was in like.
I mean, you could
mid-20s.
talk about this sort of stuff and what it is and what it could mean because it's all subjective. I suppose it's like when you listen to classical music, you can just say, "Oh, well, what you think it is," and you know, same with this because it's like it's dead nice, and then the really quick drum beat is that,
comes in
and then it shows you
abrasive
the video of it, everything's speeding up. Is that life going by so fast because you know you're not listening to that nice music.
The melody, that's like,
do you know what I mean?
Very profound, well done.
Thank you.
I like that.
But do you know what I mean? So maybe it's dead subjective when you're watching. And funnily enough, talking about people, I was I had a friend, or have a friend that's a writer, and he just writes. And he was doing a sort of press thing, and it was some member of the press was asking, saying, "Don't you think that this is it relates to the society and today with the National Health Service and all, you know, went into about people stealing organs and things in third world countries," and he was like, you know, it's amazing that you caught that, but obviously he didn't write it in, it was nothing to do with that. but he's like, if that's what you see,
power to you.
And I suppose that's what a lot of artists do, they write it because they want to write it. And it can have deeper meaning, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah. So there was a 4-minute intro skit, and all it is them swearing and curb crawling and all that. It doesn't really. So this is Windowlicker.
Right, I thought the last one was Windowlicker.
No, this is, and we're back to Chris Cunningham directed videos.
And funnily enough, I couldn't see what it was to do with like cruising for prostitutes in the last video.
Yeah.
But, right, okay, here we are.
I actually found none of the videos had great sound quality on this. I was half tempted to just put the track on Spotify, but the video does a lot for this.
Mm-hmm. It does. I love the routine.
There you go.
It's scary. Oh, see this? Yeah.
So this was nominated for a Brit Award just for the best music video. Wasn't even like a high. 16th in the UK charts. Pitchfork has this as number 12 in the top 200 songs of the entire 90s. NME had this just as the greatest single of that year, so it's big, it's huge.
It's like
DJ Magazine
really
called this uncompromising cyborg R&B. You know, we've seen the spectrogram of his face at the end of that song Equation. Well, this EP was called Windowlicker, which starts with this song, which is called that. That song we just watched with the scary face at the end comes after this on that EP.
Okay.
And there's a third song. But at the end of this also has pictures in the spectrogram. It sounds like noise, but it's big spirals and things like that. You know H.R. Giger? He's is he Swiss? Swedish? Swiss maybe? He's an artist. You know how like all the alien films and all that, he's the artist that draws all this scary like xenomorph type biomechanical art and all that.
Okay.
See, if I was to show you some pictures by him, you would go, I know exactly what that means. I know exactly what you're talking about, right? Super famous. HR Geiger, right? So just like that's all his sort of stuff. Like all the aliens, he's the man that done all this, and that's his art style. Like, it's creepy, call it biomechanical stuff.
Okay.
Right.
So did he do the first drawings?
He designed the xenomorph and stuff. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's him. Does loads of stuff like this, but that's his creation and stuff.
That is wild.
He was so inspired by this that he drew in fact I'll bring it up. I wonder if it's worth
A crazy wee link. We built the first alien thing in Glasgow, remember?
Uh-huh.
It was for taking people through like the alien compound, and the aliens would come out.
He drew the two faces from, it's just called HR Geiger's, the Windowlickers, is because of this video. So again, just showing you like the, there you go, I don't know if you can see that, look, there's a quick look. But
I'm sure.
This was the video.
I knew it.
This was the video that MTV
Brilliant.
got fined by Ofcom for showing.
Why?
There's loads of different versions of this. The full 10-minute one's full of swear and stuff. The first 4 minutes.
Right.
This one as well, just probably bits when they're in the car grinding and wearing nothing stuff like that. So there's different ones they're meant to show at different times, and I think MTV just went bosh, fired the full thing out like midday, and Ofcom was like, "Dude, you're fine. You can't show this."
Yeah. See,
so this is probably like I would say his biggest.
I think the video makes it though. I mean, I think them.
It's a great pairing. That's what I said. That Chris Cunningham, he's like a genius, been involved in like the top of the top, in that sort of field, and he just comes back to Aphex Twin. Like, he's done so many videos for him. Like, so he's obviously.
Maybe a wee bit. Maybe it's a wee bit raunchy. But I think because it's got his face and his head on it, it seems to be...
There's nothing else in it for here, so I'll save your channel, right?
Right. But I don't know... I don't know now if... It's hard to know what's acceptable and what isn't.
Well, like I said,
we're
watching this on YouTube. This video in its entirety is on there, so it's not...
Yeah.
And
it's comedy value rather than... It's not going for pervy value.
Nah.
You know? So,
now, this video I'm about to put on, right, it's another Chris Cunningham Aphex Twin. It's called Rhubarb, right?
Right.
There's no nudity or anything. There's nothing sexual in it, despite the name, right? That's just the name of the character in it.
Okay.
I seen this in school, in high school, right? This went like viral amongst me and my pals, and so this would have been, how old am I now? It could have been like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 17 years ago, that sort of ballpark. Didn't know it was Aphex Twin. Didn't know I didn't know it was like as a music video. It was just like a total cult sort of. Have you seen that Rubber Johnny video? And I remember watching it with my headphones on in the living room on the PC in the cupboard, and I was just like, what is this? Like, so scary.
Yeah.
So freaky. We've been speaking about Chris Cunningham a ton for the videos. He is Rubber Johnny.
Right.
In this video, right? And I'll just say, like, before this starts, it is scary.
Okay.
And disturbing.
Right. I'm all for a wee bit.
So MD's a wee bit spooked. Just so you know.
Yeah. So.
Now, how are you feeling? You feeling okay? You feel well?
I think I've seen this.
Want a glass of water?
You probably made me watch this then.
We're not really getting anywhere, are we, at the moment? Are you seeing something? Is there something you see over there? What do you see there, Johnny? What's this about Mama? Is this your mother? What's the matter? Do you want Mama to come in? Don't breathe like that. It'll make you feel really strange. I'm with you, nothing's going to happen to you. Just calm down now. Just try to relax, try to keep calm, don't tense up. Just relax.
It's really disturbing, isn't it?
Yes.
Out of the moment.
She
Do you
jumped
mind if I gave you an injection to make you calm? Should we try doing that? It won't hurt you at all. Just like a little bee sting. And then you'll be calm.
So, Treble.com had this in the top 10 most terrifying music videos that had ever been created.
Right.
And the Guardian actually reviewed this, and they just called it virtuosic grossness. The actual song is... That's another one of these songs, so difficult. The song is AFX 237 version 7.
Right.
Is the song you're about to hear.
Right. Right. Is this still Rubber Johnny?
Still Rubber Johnny. It's about to start now. It's actually quite... I like this song. This is another one that's just industrial, very noisy, but I actually really like this one.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard to see how bright it is in here, but...
I can see how this would have really freaked you out.
And you don't know the context or anything. Everyone's just like, what is this?
Yeah,
Who's that? Is he real?
I know.
We thought that was just like a real guy with like hydrocephalus or something like
Yeah. I've definitely not seen the whole video. I must have seen a wee tiny bit of it. That I'm sure you'll have tried to show me it or something at one point.
I don't even want to talk. I just want to just give you the... It's not overly long,
Right, okay.
but it gets wilder. Watch this. Don't know how they done it, but see this sort of thing of just getting splattered against the glass. It's horrible. I showed Abby this last night and she went, what's this?
I missed it. I just didn't make out what it
I know, you'll start to see it.
was.
Just like his face getting like splattered off a pane of glass, but like,
Yeah.
just
That's so weird.
so weird. So weird. But I think that's another thing that's kind of testament to Richard James or Aphex Twin, is that when I was younger, I remember the video would come to Daddy, and I remember the dramas about it getting pulled
Yeah, yeah.
from television. I remember, because it was huge at the time, the Windowlicker one with all the women with beards
Yeah.
in the car, and people go, have you seen that video? All that sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff. This freaked me and my pals out to all hell about 17 years ago, and went viral across my school. So no doubt
Yeah.
when it came out, because this was also kind of like the infancy of the internet, when stuff
Yeah.
was spreading, like you could send stuff in MSN.
Yeah.
The internet wasn't like it is the now.
That
It
was
like,
Wild West,
aye.
wasn't it?
I remember that girl boy song, like for the David Firth thing he's right. At no point have I ever went, that's all Aphex Twin, I like Aphex Twin. He's
He's mentally
independently
scarred you.
he's independently managed to find me and what me. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, in all these different ways, and it wasn't until now that I know who he is, and I looked into it, and I was like, God, was that him as well? Was that Robert Johnny? Was him? He done Windowlicker, and that's probably when you realise, okay, this guy really was at the forefront of just a genre that I wasn't into.
Love it or hate it, but it affected you. And
not
it
something
really
that's easy to listen to, I don't think.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not like a huge like techno head or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yet it still finds you
Yeah.
over and over. Like whether it was this horrible video, like controversy over. Remember they come to Daddy? I think the reason it got pulled was like when the thing screaming in the old lady's face and that it was too like violent, I guess, or whatever.
I thought that was really
obviously we've seen them like dancing in the car with the women with the beers and all that sort of stuff, and it's like I never went out my way to watch one of those things because it was by him or whatever. It just finds you.
Yeah.
And decades later are still in my head. Do you know what I mean? So it's just.
So it shows you
So it's
how
not
good,
a big surprise when I say like
how good the guy is.
Aye, exactly. And I kind of wanted you. It was almost to give you the context of who this guy was and kind of what he was doing in music before bringing you on to one of my all-time favourite albums. It was basically it's because of him that it exists. If you like the Radiohead album, Kiddy, like they've said, it was him. So anyway, this is the last song. No video for it, and this again was the same album as Monkey Drummer, possibly Rubber Johnny as well. And it was just again with it. So that instrument is called a disclavier or disclavier or something. I've never heard it said out loud.
Okay.
It's a mechanical device, and what it does, it'll take a MIDI file like a synth or something would, and it mechanically plays like this piano, which is why you can kind of hear the taps. This isn't being played by a person. It's a piano-like instrument being played by a computer that he's fed the data into. Just
wild.
And it's just a nice song.
I remember
so
when
I'd never heard this when I was younger or anything. It doesn't have an accompanying video or anything. But as of today, as of the figures I pulled, it was April 2017. As of April 2017, sorry, it's all still on. It's still good. This had been streamed 124 million times. This song, right? That is 106 million times more than the next song, which was Windowlicker. So this is not only his biggest by a bit, it cleared it how many times over? That's a difference of 18, so 10 times, well, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Amazing.
And that
Amazing.
That little song, Avril 14th, is by a mile
The most
exponentially bigger on Spotify than anything else he's ever done. Probably bigger than every other song he's ever done added together won't bring in a third of the streams that song you've just listened to there was. Despite those videos coming to Daddy, Rubber Johnny and all that.
I know, but
that's the one you could listen to, but that's the one you could turn on and enjoy.
That's the one that you could actually listen, and it's a really nice.
It is. And it's on the same album as all this Pure Chaos and stuff, and again, you'd be like, you could just go, that's a really nice piano track, and again,
I wonder if they put that at the end of the LP, just so when you were going to sleep, just for
no, he wouldn't do that.
After listening to the mad drum and bass.
I don't think he would care enough to do that.
Doesn't he care if you get asleep at night,
no.
or if you've got nightmares?
Not the stuff he's putting out, I don't think. But I know, and that it ends up that's the big one.
Yeah, that's the one.
More than the entirety of his discography added together, and Spotify is still streamed less than this one song.
It's wild.
I know.
And especially, I mean, some of the
it's
videos.
2 minutes 25 seconds long. It's just a couple of sort of, well, not piano verses because obviously it's on that disclavier, but you can kind of hear the manual taps to the. So there you go. And by the way, he's got EP after EP after album. Like his albums are called like Selected Ambient Works, and like the tracks are just listed number 1 through number 25. Like
Yeah.
titles. So the ones that were like showed you the name that people just call it Equation. It's got another huge song that people just call Cliffs because again it's oddly gibberish. You can't say out loud
what it is.
So it's just the fans have had to come up with names. That's Cliffs. That's
I
Equation.
suppose if
That's-
he's just working, it's like constantly churning. I don't mean churning out because he loves doing what he's doing. He's just constantly writing.
It'd be funny
and
if
recording.
it was so Radiohead had already came out. Tom York had said that he was by far the most influential thing to Kid A and stuff, and he was approached and asked, he said, would you tour with Radiohead after he said that, and he went, nah, I don't like them. Nah, I'm not a fan. What was that? I was just like, nah, I don't like them really. So aye, Richard D. James.
That was interesting. That really was interesting.
Bit wild,
It was,
bit scary.
and yeah, but not as. I thought it was going to be worse. I thought
to
I
be
was
fair, I'm
going to
forgetting
be.
that you're not too bad with stuff like this. You're all right with things like that, but
Yeah,
aye.
I
Like
thought.
I said, I think it's probably like
I loved that video. See, my favourite bit was the video with that thing shouting at the granny.
To Daddy with the kids
That
in the
was-
street and stuff.
yeah,
like
that was
well, that
brilliant.
one that was up for.
That was amazing.
That was up for. Was that? I don't know. Did it win or was it nominated? But again, it received ranked the number 1 video of the 90s. And it got recognised.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just lying back for a second.
That was this has been a long session.
But I think I won't have to listen to any of that sort of music now for another 20 years.
Forever.
Yeah.
You might not.
Although I could listen to a couple of those ones, but definitely not
The
them
thing
all.
is, I don't like. Like I said, I really like that. The very first one we listened to, Alberto Balsam, after the shampoo. You know, like you see it in the shops, Alberto Balsam,
Yeah.
like shampoo and conditioner. So it's named after. I like that a lot. I still listen to it. I like the Boy Girl song, Monkey Drummer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I never listen to like Windowlicker, Come to Daddy and stuff like that.
Well,
I'm not big on them.
Yeah, I don't know
but
if I would
videos
listen
The
to.
videos are great. But
Well, how the Monkey Drummer? I mean, where would you listen to that?
on Spotify. So
Yeah,
it's a song on the
no.
album.
No, what I mean is, do you go?
All right, I've done it sometimes if I
Just
just
put it on
coming
when
in the shower
you're
and
doing-
drying or whatever, just a wee energy boost. It's like, well, I listen to. I fancy Dire Straits, or they just fancy a bit of
A
abuse of a drum and bass or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll put on Monkey Drummer.
Okay.
Or like I said, it's called like
Yeah.
St Michael's Mountain, or
Okay, doke.
but I like I said, it's
That was interesting.
Not
that
necessarily.
definitely was really well. It was outside my comfort zone. That's not. I would never listen. I would not have put that on. I would never have listened to
I
that.
know it's a departure from the channel's usual stuff.
But it's
at the
good.
minute.
But that. I'm all for it.
I don't expect it to be like a big hit or whatever, but I thought it'd be like I wanted to do it because I thought it'd be funny to do it, a
Yeah.
bit of fun with a coffee or whatever, and it'd be a good lead in to us sitting and listening to like,
And doing more like
a
this.
couple
just
of
pulling-
Radiohead albums that I really want to just
Brilliant.
Cause I thought I could listen to could do OK Computer and to Kiddie. I think you'll enjoy both of them.
Yeah,
Like I
definitely.
said, they are like unequivocally some of the best albums ever created.
Uh-huh.
Or whatever. But
I mean,
I
I
thought
don't-
it'd be so much more fun to go into maybe go from OK Computer into Kiddie, where the big departure happens. And because it's his
Because I know-
fault, to an
now-
extent,
now
where
I
you
know.
you've got the full context.
So wait a
when you hear
minute.
the
So
sounds and
was it? I was going to say, was it the? No, I keep on saying Stereophonics.
Radiohead.
Radiohead. Was it their second album he took to do with it or something?
No,
what was
so,
that?
So it's actually their fourth album, but
Yeah,
so
so
they done OK Computer, which
Right.
is like sort of that's
That was a
still
mega-
really out there album and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's
Yeah.
like a bit of sort of Brit rocky and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And like Radiohead end up they end up hating their own music and stuff like that. Like they detest their first album. Now the song Creep
yeah,
is like the most famous Radiohead song. Like they despise it.
okay.
It's like famous for they've never played it at a gig for like 25 years straight. It was a massive deal because they done it not long ago, I think. And and they become so sort of disenfranchised with just rock, and I think
Their
he
own-
was quite like, I couldn't wait to do music that didn't involve my fucking electric guitar or something like that. Hated it, and but they've just like their biggest success was OK Computer, and to this day that probably still is their biggest success. Everybody loves that album, and then so everybody's obviously coming hot off that.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait for the next album. What's it going to be? And it was Kid A, which is, I think you're lucky to find a guitar in that album.
Right.
It's very like a lot of samples, electronic, like
Yeah.
quite scary and sinister
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that. And you would just instantly go, he was listening to the Aphex Twin at the time.
Yeah.
And he came out just saying, no, it was absolutely. So he didn't have anything to do.
Oh, he didn't.
Richard James
Right.
didn't have anything to do with the album.
It was just that's
Tom
who he
York,
was
the Radiohead
influenced
frontman,
by
was
completely.
listening to the Aphex Twin all the time, and he was just like, this is.
I could
this
imagine
is so good. I
Tom
need to
York
go
being,
down this route. Like,
sort of.
I need to make music like this.
Yeah.
And then he came out with Kid A, and a lot
And
of
it was
people went
just
from
horrible.
OK Computer to it and went, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And but
you-
the entirety of Kid A is probably so much easier to listen to and more palatable
Yeah.
than anything we listen to today.
Uh-huh.
Don't expect that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's very, very good.
Yeah. It's
But the difference in tones and stuff like that you see. And I just
yeah,
thought it'd be
but
good. It'd be
it's
more
the
fun to-
evolution of it all.
Aye.
You can see where it's all came from and how
Aye.
it evolved.
This is, you've got the full
Yeah.
context of what
That's
Richard James was doing at the time, or Aphex Twin was doing at the time, and
Yeah.
because it's the same sort of time period. I mean, neither of them have stopped. Like, he still puts out stuff now, so the Radiohead and stuff like that. But like this was like the late 90s, sort of early
Yeah.
2000s
Yeah.
period, which is when pretty much all the songs you listen to there came out. It's the same time span. So now you've got they're fully clued in. And like I said, I don't think you would listen to
I sorta-
anything we put on today ever again. And
Yeah.
I bet you don't forget it.
Yeah.
I bet in 10 years' time,
No,
do
no,
you
you're-
remember
you're-
Come to Daddy or remember Windowlicker
Yeah.
or Monkey Drummer and stuff
Yeah.
like that, or like
Yeah.
you'll remember it. Because
Definite.
decades later, it was the reason I started listening to him again.
Well,
And the second
see,
time
Robert
round,
Johnny, it was the start of that video. I'm sure that you've showed me that because, and I could remember the sort of voice, the wee sort of
Aye.
all that sort of stuff, and I was, and I probably went, oh, I watched the start, and that was it. But
So
yeah,
aye.
that was great.
Aye,
That was
it
good.
was
That was an
a
experience.
departure. I feel like it
And it's-
had to be done.
No, we have to
as
do
a
it,
prelude to the next video that I think
look-
you'll enjoy. But
I love it if we have a big audience, and I love it if you guys watch. But it's better that we're doing things that we're enjoying.
do we want to do? Aye,
And we're having fun.
for sure.
And then hopefully people will enjoy the ones that we're enjoying and watch it for that state, no, for the same reasons.
Next time you put up a video with me sitting on the couch, people are going to go, "Oh fuck, here we go. What have we got today?
What? Give him COVID. Give him COVID.
Here we go. It's another hour long for disaster."
That is the height, no, but it's all good.
Aye.
I'm all for it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I loved it. Yeah, brilliant.
Well done for sitting through
Thanks,
it.
my boy. Thanks, my boy. Okay, well, I think is that us, isn't it?
Aye, that's it.
Okay, that's us for another one. Here, the Conniption and Jazza checking out to next time.
See you later.
See you later, everyone. Bye.
Aye.